Hello and welcome to this video. Today we're going to be looking at using Canva to create an academic poster. Now I'm going to recommend Canva in this video just because it is a free to use program that will help you relatively easily create an academic poster. There are other programs and applications that you can use. For example, you can use Microsoft PowerPoint to create a poster, as it does have relatively easy image manipulation that you can do. And it does come part of your student package on Microsoft Office. Additionally, Adobe has their own sort of Canva called Adobe Express, which works very similarly to what we'll go through today, but it has a lot more paid features in. If you are a creative student and are doing one of our creative courses, you might also have access to things like Illustrator or Photoshop, which you can use to create posters too. But let's just go through Canva today. So the first thing to do is we're going to head over to our LibGuides library page. From here, we'll scroll down and we're going to select the Academic Study Skills page. On here, underneath the types of assignments, you'll see there's an academic poster link, and on here there's lots of different things and information pieces that you can read to help you first get an idea of what to do, but then also plan content around as well. Now we have linked a few resources here that you can watch that will help you go through different things. This video isn't going to go into Canva in depth, it's more just where you can find stuff and a very quick how-to, but we do have more in-depth guides just at the bottom of the page here in the app guide to Canva. If you open this up, there's two more links which are short courses that go through everything that you need to know. But moving over, if you press onto the external links on the academic poster page, and if we select this top one, the Canva example template or the Canva example template landscape, this will open up Canva for you and will give you a good starting point to start to get some things down. Now those two posters we have are just example ones that you can use to get started straight away. There are different poster templates that you can look at, and I'll show you how to access these in a minute. But one thing that you do need to be aware of is that you will need to create an account with Canva. So in the top right, you'll see the sign up or login. Now I have an account, so I'll press login, but if this is your first time, make sure you press sign up. Once you are logged in, this is where you can now customize that template. So you'll see I have the template loaded up on the screen here. I can select the size that I want this template. You can choose having a finish or something like that. However, this is more if you're just going to get it printed out. Typically, you just got to download this and use it as a submission point later on. So we're going to ignore this for now. Then I can press Customize Template, and this will open up the Canva Designer. And from here, I can interact with this and change the elements. So for example, I can double click and it will open this text box. I can then select the title and type in the piece of information that I want to say. So I'm going to type in a very easy title, my poster. And then I can press into these other boxes and I can change that information as much or as little as I need to from here. And you can see all I'm doing is double pressing, changing that information from there, which is awesome. It's great. It's easy to do. You can see that I can rearrange any of these boxes just by left clicking, and I can expand these or drag them about. I think I've actually got background layer, so let me try with one of these ones. There we go. You can see that box moves just by using my left click and dragging. But let's say I wanted to add something in on this page. Well, on the left hand side there are some different elements, which basically means different shapes, stickers. Maybe you've got some photos or images. You can search for them at the top. Let's go into basic shapes, and let's say I wanted to add an arrow, for example. You can see an arrow I can just add straight away. So I'll drag and drop that over from here. You'll see that arrow places on, and I can resize that as much or as little as I want. If I double press, you'll see there's a cursor in here, so I can type in my text on that page as well. Now, there's lots of different things you can do with this tool. And you can see I can add stickers on. So we've got some nice little animations going on. I can also come in and add text if I want that separated from a shape. So maybe I want something that comes all the way across here. If I type in text, add a text box, you can see I can rearrange that text box and add different pieces of information in. And it's just attached from these determined shapes then. It's relatively easy. If I scroll down on this left-hand side, you can see that I have some fonts that I can also use. So maybe I did want something that's a little bit different. All I do is simply press on one of these and it'll update, and I can come in and change those fonts straight away. Now, just be warned that you might see this little crown. This crown is just the premium subscription for Canva, which means you would have to pay. Typically, I would recommend staying away from these just because you don't want to buy a subscription. If you do have a subscription, please feel free to use them. It's just, this will come with a cost, okay? So that's very quickly how you add stuff. Now you can add your own images. It's just a case of drag and drop in. You'll see there's an upload section on this left hand side. So you can add files and add different images and drag those across exactly how we just did with those elements there as well. But let's say you're not a fan of this design. If you head up to the top left, you'll see design. This is our recently used template that we pulled across from the LibGuide. You can see there's lots of different templates and different things that you can use instead. So all I did was select on one that I thought looked cool, press add a page, and you'll see that adds at the bottom here straight away. Great. And I can come in again and change all of this information that I need to. Cool. So what do you do now? You've designed your two posters. How do you take them from this website into a submission portal? Well, in the top right, you'll see the share option. What you'll do is you'll press share, and from here, you'll press download. You press download. I recommend saving as a PNG, just because it's the best for images. But if it is a little bit bigger than you're expecting, you can also save as a JPEG as well. From here, you'll be able to change the file size. Generally, it will choose the file size that you've made it in. So you just want to leave that as it is. And then you can select your pages. Now, let's say the first page was just me playing with some ideas and I don't want that saved. All I want is page 2. I can just select that from here, select done. And then I just press download. You'll see it pops up with a little download icon. That pops up. It will save to my downloads folder, and I can drag and drop that into my submission. So that was a very quick guide to Canva. Please feel free to look at the other guides we have on LibGuides to really help you explore and get used to using a system such as this.